Well, I told you guys in my last video that we were going to be talking about KIELY Rodnni soon. Well, it's soon o'clock. Let's get it. Hey guys, this is Julez with True Crime Reactions. I don't know how many of you here were here for the KIELY Rodnni case. Not very many of you, I'm sure. That's where I started this true crime channel. Seeing what was going on with KIELY and feeling what I was feeling through the screen as I was watching her friends' interviews and her mother speak and just the situation in general, it bothered me. I can't even really explain to you the way that that case affected me. KIELY Rodnni reminds me of my daughter. She's 16, artistic, a little different, dresses in black, has a punk rock type, emo type of style. Everything KIELY Rodnni reminds me of my blonde, blue-eyed daughter. And to see this case go, not under the rug, I mean, it's being thrown under the rug. Let's just go ahead and put it where it goes. It is being swept under the rug. But seeing what was going on in this entire situation, the Sammy Smith interview, that was my first video on KIELY Rodnni. I straight up called Sammy Smith a liar, and I will take that to my grave, that I do not believe that Sammy Smith has told the truth in this entire situation. She's a liar, and I'm not going to change my mind on that. Several people down in Truckee are liars. And the main reason why I have kept on the KIELY Rodnni case and refused to think that this was just an accident is because I come from a small town where corruption is real. We, as a true crime community, see the corruption in almost every single case that becomes a trending story, do we not? How many cases have we seen where the cops are tunnel visioned or they are purposely hiding things, and we know that the outcome that we are told is a damn lie? You probably cannot even keep count anymore. Now, this Alex Murdaugh case, I'm not happy about the situation, let me put it that way. But I'm kind of glad that it's putting such a spotlight on small town corruption and what families can actually have the power to do. And everyone in the world knows about it when it comes to the Alex Murdaugh case. And we can see how that family power, that small town power that let their egos go so high caused what happened to Alex Murdaugh's family. And now we see that there's bodies being exhumed and more cases to come. And Buster looks like he might be in some hot water over this stuff with Steven. Why, oh why, is it so blatantly clear that these things happen? But whenever we are calling it out for certain things, we're crazy. Well, if this can be a situation in the Alex Murdaugh case, in a small town that hardly anyone has heard of, why cannot this be the situation for KIELY Rodnni in Truckee, where several of your disgusting politicians live and go and vacation right there where the Donner Party ate themselves? You can just go back and check how John Podesta actually feels about that place. There is no one that is going to tell me that KIELY Rodnni accidentally drowned after driving her car at less than 10 miles per hour into a non-current water body. No, it didn't happen. She also didn't even have water in her lungs. Now, I know this channel hasn't gone specifically over the autopsy results. I have them. And I also have a list of questions that I'm going to be sending out to authorities to see if I can get a couple of answers, because there's a lot of things here that we don't know the answers to still. SF Investigates actually just did a 2-part interview with the CNY family here on YouTube. And she did a great job. She did a really, really good job. They ended up doing 2 very long interviews together. And she asked a lot of very, very, very good questions. And he didn't really seem to have an issue answering things. Look, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of stupidity in the comments. And I'm going to say stupidity because none of this situation is about AWP or SF Investigates or how anyone feels about those 2 people. This is about KIELY. And I will also state that I think a lot of hate that SF Investigates gets now is because he wasn't so keen on AWP being involved in the situation, and he made it pretty clear. Well, he was right, you guys. AWP does not carry the exact same thing that they try to project. They are a completely different monster than they try to act like they are, and we know that. Now, granted, they do great things for people, but we also know the truth about a lot of it and how it's a big show. I just think people were on AWP's side because of who they claimed to be at the time, and whenever he wasn't so keen on them, everyone turned on SF. And a lot of that came from the fact that he was really upset that AWP posted on social media about finding Kiely Rodni's body before the family was informed, and that is just a straight up fact. It's been repeated over and over again, and the family knows it to be true as well. So there's no one that can even be mad about him being upset about the way AWP did anything, because we're all upset about it. We're all upset about it. But he did this interview, like I stated, with the CNY family, and of course, you guys know, I took notes. I was really more listening for things to be repetitive, information that we learned months and months ago to be repeated the same way when it's being told now, months and months after the fact. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to compare things. There's a lot of information still missing here, and I'm going to go over a timeline with you guys whenever we go over the autopsy, because it seems that people seem to forget that we have hours not knowing where the hell Kiely was. And I was kind of hoping in this interview we would get more information about that timeline. Now, the whole creme brulee thing and hanging out with Mags and hanging out with Kate, that was all brought up, but there's no answers to the timelines for literally anything. Now, all we know is that there was this clip, not even a clip, a screenshot of a clip of a security footage from an RV type gas station where Kiely apparently got 2 gallons of gas. But I am confused on that, because in another interview that SF did with Zavgirl, mind you, a long time ago, he mentioned a second gas station, and I did an entire video on it because I believed I found the location and we talked about it. He only mentions the one gas station here. Now, he does repeat the thing about Kiely only getting like 2 gallons of gas, and he states it's because they did have her bank records. It shows that she spent $15 there, and California gas was hella expensive. So if she was no longer in that area, then the car would have had to have stopped somewhere else to get more gas because there was only 2 gallons in it. And that was a pretty important part of this, honestly. But we have 4 hours of a time gap. That security footage photo was at 6:08 p.m. And the story that we're being told is that Kiely and Mags drove out to the party together, and Mags left not 10 minutes in with her boyfriend, which is weird enough. I don't believe the bong rip story. She looks like she wakes up to bong rips. Sorry, not sorry about it. So I don't believe that at all. At the hell all. Now, SF still believes this was an accidental situation. He does believe that whoever did provide the alcohol that could have caused this situation to happen should go to jail. And that's something that Kiely's grandfather is very, I guess, upset about, that there's literally no one getting in trouble for this. And the biggest thing is that if any of this is true, she was left alone at 16 at a party, and it was self-admitted that the adults, because yes, at 18, Sammy Smith is a damn adult. The adults didn't even feel comfortable there, and they left a 16-year-old child to herself. That's a big problem. We have yet to learn who even supplied the alcohol to Kiely. Who supplied alcohol to the entire party. Now, probably lots of people brought alcohol in if there was a party, okay? If there was a party. But we don't have facts on anything here. None. Not a single one. When people are sitting here stating that they don't believe that the party was even real and we think that the whole story is fabricated, can you blame us? We have yet to see a single photo or a video clip or a screenshot of a video of Kiely being there, you guys. Not a single one. It's 2023. If there's minors in it besides Kiely, their faces can be blurred. There is literally no excuse. But if this was a situation where she actually drove herself into the water and drowned, not only would there be water in her lungs, but there would also be no reason to not just tell us the timeline, to not just give us the information that we're asking for. There's literally no reason for us to not seen true, factual, law enforcement released footage or photos of Kiely being at that party. And in the interview that Sammy did, she states, we have video of people taking video. Where? I don't see it. No one has seen it. And we all know that that one picture, that panoramic view picture with all those weird trees and headlights that everyone was freaking out about, is fake as hell. It's from a party back from years ago, a video, in fact, of a party from years ago from Michigan, I believe. And it was just a still shot of a video from an old-ass party. Everyone was calling out the fact no one was holding beer. Everyone was calling out the fact their clothes didn't look right for the time or the location that this party was at. We had been lied to about this case from the beginning. And the fact that she was literally found right where the fire cams show the vehicle going into the water, and we saw the divers and everyone searching that area for weeks and they apparently found nothing. I don't believe that at all. I am going to keep my thought that waterlogged evidence cannot tell the true tale, and that's why she was left there. There's no one that's going to change my mind on that. Actually, I have two separate theories. One for if there was actually a gathering, and I'm not going to call it a party. I'm going to call it a gathering, because there ain't no way in hell 200 to 300 people went through that entire situation, and we have no physical evidence that Kiely was there. So I'm going to call it a gathering. And then my other theory is pre-party, you know, where we have this 4-hour time gap, and she didn't call her mother to ask permission to go to said party. It was a text message. Everything communication-wise between Kiely and her mother that day when it comes to this situation was via text, where she wasn't hearing her daughter's voice to verify that it was actually her on the other end of those words. That bothers me. That bothers me a lot. For all we know, she could have already been deceased in that vehicle before they even got to Prosser. And everything could have gone as it did after the fact. Especially whenever you consider the ethanol levels that were actually found in her body and the lack of water in the lungs. But while he still feels like this is an accident, he also states, keep pushing. Go ahead and shake things up. He understands, even though he is on one side of this, he understands why we are completely over here. He can see the reasons why we have so many questions and why we doubt what we're being told. He blatantly admitted that. He's not upset that people are still asking questions, asking him questions about the case at all. But from everything that we were told about how drunk she was and how her and Sammy were matching drinks and seen together everywhere, and she was just too wasted for Sammy to feel comfortable enough for her to be the one to drive her home. That alcohol level does not state that. That alcohol level is the same level that would have been in her body from normal decomposition. She was not stumbling drunk, and he even admits that. SF admits, we thought that the results would come back a lot higher. It doesn't match, you guys. There's something wrong here. Someone is hiding the truth, and I think SF is correct whenever he states that years from now, it would not surprise him if someone came forward and said something. That this is a situation that would lead someone to self-destruction. And in a men's journey, something could be confessed. Now, what that could be, we don't know. We don't know. All I know is that KIELY Rodnni was not breathing whenever she went into that water, and I'd be damned if anyone tried to tell me that I'm wrong.